In September of 2025, one brand new card walked into Magic, and EDHREC ranked it the #1 commander in the entire game that month. It is a 2-mana 1/1 that cannot be blocked. By the end of this video, you will know exactly why your graveyard turns into a second hand. Start with the front face. Norman Osborn costs 1 and a blue, he cannot be blocked, and every time he connects, he connives. Draw a card, discard a card, and if the card you pitched was not a land, he grows. That is a guaranteed loot trigger every turn for 2 mana in a color that never gets this. Then you pay 1 blue, black, red, and Norman becomes the Green Goblin. 3/3 flying menace. Spells you cast out of your graveyard cost 2 less, and every non-land card in that graveyard has mayhem, which means anything you discarded this turn you can simply cast. Your discard pile is your hand. So how did a 1/1 scientist take over EDHREC? Numbers first. These numbers are from EDHREC. Back in August of 2025, he sat at rank 1188 on preview hype alone. Then the set landed and September put him at #1 with 2200 fresh decks in a single month. He cooled through the spring, drifted down near 100, and then June dragged him back to 46. 17,023 decks now, and they cluster hard. Discard leads with 1,035. Wheels is next at 394. Dedicated combo takes 336 and Reanimator 312. Every one of those is the same idea wearing a different coat. Get cards into the yard. Here is the honest calibration. Of the builders who tag a power bracket, 61% land in 2 or 3, so casual tables with real teeth, but 37% tag 4 or 5, and that is a genuinely high number for a Marvel card. This commander has a competitive shell, and we get to it later. Right, let's build the machine. It starts with the cards you throw away. The deck runs a wall of cheap discard. Faithless Looting is 41 cents. Puts 2 cards in the yard for 1 mana and flashes back later. Frantic Search draws 2, discards 2 and untaps 3 lands, so it is effectively free. Big Score makes discarding an additional cost and pays you 2 cards and 2 treasures. In any other deck these are filtering, here they are tutors. Now the payoffs. Monument to Endurance shows up in more than half of all lists, and it is quietly the best card in the deck. Every discard picks a mode you have not used this turn. Draw a card, make a treasure, or drain every opponent for 3. $19. Bone Miser stacks on top of it. Pitch a creature, get a zombie. Pitch a land, get black mana. Pitch anything else, draw a card. Then comes the damage half. Green Goblin. Nemesis puts a +1/+1 counter on a goblin every time you discard a non-land card. Magma King Artillerist is 34 cents and hits each opponent for the number of cards you discarded at once. Glinthorn Buccaneer does it 1 at a time and loots at instant speed while attacking. Get both online, discard 3 cards, and the whole table takes 6. And this is where mayhem gets silly, because some cards want to be discarded. Ultimate Green Goblin makes a treasure every upkeep, and his mayhem cost drops to 1 mana with the goblin out. Chameleon Master of Disguise comes back from the yard as a copy of your best creature. Carnage, Crimson Chaos reanimates a 3-drop on the way in. Those 3 cost about $2 together. One warning from the table. Norman is a 1/1 and you need him alive to flip him. Any stray ping kills him. A third of lists run Lightning Greaves, which will not save him from a ping, but it does blank every targeted removal spell they were holding, and it hands the Goblin haste the turn he arrives. That is the engine. Now let's open up the average list and count things. 34 lands, 66 spells, and an average mana value of 3.02. The curve spikes at 2 with 20 cards, and there are 17 more at 3. This deck wants Norman on turn 2, an outlet on turn 3, and it wants to double spell by turn 4. 34 lands is light for a 3-color deck, but it draws so hard it gets away with it. Here is the whole 100. 34 lands, 24 creatures counting the commander, 14 instants, 11 artifacts, 11 sorceries and 6 enchantments. What jumps out to me is how few creatures a graveyard deck actually runs. 24 is a low count for a black-red deck. Most of your guess is instants and sorceries instead, because those are exactly the cards you are happiest to throw away and then cast again. 25 of the 99 are discard outlets. 88% of your opening hands contain at least one, and by turn 3 that climbs to 95%. You will basically always have somewhere to throw cards. The land math is the tighter half. 34 lands means only 45% of hands arrive with 3 of them, so keep the 2 land hand with a rock or a 1 mana looter and ship the rest. Even the lands pull weight here. Osborn Industries taps for all 3 colors and it has mayhem written on it, so if you discard the land you get to play it right back out of the graveyard. Villainous Hideout is 18 cents and will connive a villain for 3 mana. Gaia Reach Sanitarium wields 1 card for the entire table every single turn and 19% of lists run it. Numbers are nice. Here is what the turns actually look like. Turn 2, Norman lands and starts swinging, he cannot be blocked, so those connive triggers are guaranteed. Turn 3 you loot and the yard starts filling. Turn 5 you have 4 mana spare, you flip and Green Goblin arrives with flying and menace. Turn 6 is the one that wins games. Discard 3 cards, then cast all 3 of them straight out of the graveyard for 2 less each. Turn 8 the damage triggers finish it. 2 cards make turn 6 absurd. Scourge Familiar turns every card in your hand into black mana for 29 cents, and with the Goblin out, every card you pitch is also a spell you get to cast. Chainer, Nightmare Adept does the same trick once a turn for creatures and gives them haste. That is the loop. Discard for mana, cast for less, repeat. And then there are the wheels. Windfall is in 58% of lists. Everybody discards and redraws, which for your opponents is fresh hand and for you is a loaded graveyard with mayhem on all of it. Will of the Jeskai is the deluxe version because with your commander on board you choose both modes. Wheel the table and give every instant and sorcery in your yard flashback. Now the part that hurts. Let's talk about what this deck actually costs. The average Norman Osborn list on EDHREC is $684. The commander alone is nearly 17. And only 1 build in 10 gets tagged as budget, which I think is a shame because almost every card that makes this deck actually function was printed in the same Spider-Man set that he came in, and those cards are worth pennies. The expensive half of the list is generic Grixis staples you could swap out tomorrow. Look at what 30 cents buys you. Green Goblin, Revenant attacks, discards a card and then draws you 1 card for every card you have discarded that turn. 79% of budget lists run it. Shadow of the Goblin is 95 cents and loots for free in every one of your main phases, then pings the table whenever you cast from the yard. Hobgoblin, Mantled Marauder is 26 cents and grows on every discard. More of the same. Unstable Experiment is 28 cents, an instant that draws and connives. Pumpkin Bombardment is 1 hybrid mana, discard a card, kill a 3 toughness creature. Rocket Powered Goblin Glider has mayhem for 2. So with the goblin out you throw it away and it comes back and equips itself for nothing. Those 3 together are 78 cents. That is the floor of this commander. Now the ceiling, because it is very high. Remember that 37% tagging bracket 4 and 5. This is why. Underworld Breach is $12 and it does roughly what your commander does, except it works on your entire graveyard for the rest of the turn, whether you discarded those cards or not. Thassa's Oracle at $23 and Demonic Consultation are the other half of it. Those 2 are not a value engine, they are an off switch. The line is 2 cards, cast Demonic Consultation, name something that is not in your deck, and your whole library goes to exile. Then land Thassa's Oracle with an empty library and you win the moment it enters. 146,000 decks across EDHREC run that pair, so nobody at a serious table will be surprised. Norman just arrives there faster than most because he digs every single turn and he cannot be blocked. If that is not your table, spend the money here instead. Psychic Frog is $5.59. Discards for counters and draws whenever it connects. Dr. Octopus Master Planner is $10. Pumps your other villains and refills you all the way back to 8 cards at every end step. That is the upgrade that makes the casual version feel unfair. So there it is, 34 lands, 25 discard outlets, a shelf of goblins that get paid whenever you throw something away, and a 2 mana commander who flips into a 4 mana 1. You can build this out of 30-cent cards from a single Spider-Man box, or you can build the $684 version with the tutors and the free counterspells. The engine underneath is identical either way, and that is rare. The #1 commander in the world the month he launched, and the cards that actually make him tick cost less than a sandwich. Your graveyard is your hand. Throw everything away. This is EDHREC. Subscribe for the next deck tech.